Lil Zay Osama is catching serious heat right now. The mother of his fallen friend is stepping forward, and her words are shaking the whole Chicago drill scene. People everywhere are questioning loyalty, brotherhood, and what really happens when fame and money change the game. Zay built a name for himself, moving from the streets to a flashy California lifestyle. But the past is still knocking loud.
I never had no problem with him, no bad vibes with him. So they come to the video, so we kicking it.
Back in Chicago, Zay was known for moving with a tight circle of guys ready to ride for him at any moment. One of those close associates was DMG Lil Deuce. Street Talk claimed Lil Deuce handled serious business while staying loyal to Zay, and his life ended in the middle of that chaos. Now his mother is speaking out online, calling Zay a liar and asking strangers for help just to survive. March 2026 is when things really exploded. Lil D's mother began posting her Cash App, asking for donations just to keep a roof over her head. The situation has people asking tough questions about loyalty, success, and who gets left behind. Meanwhile, the same man Lil Deuce stayed loyal to was back in Chicago living flashy. Parties, money in the air, cameras rolling like life was all good. That image alone got people talking heavy online. Folks started asking questions about loyalty and what really matters when someone from your circle is gone. But this situation goes deeper than simple family arguments. In street culture, there are unwritten rules everybody knows about. When someone rides for you, protects you, and stands beside you during dangerous moments, many believe their family deserves respect and support after they're gone. That's why people are paying close attention to this situation. DMG Lil Deuce wasn't just another friend around the block. He was known as someone who stayed close to Lil Z and backed him up in serious situations. Raised around the 7 Deuce area, he grew up surrounded by that environment. People also noticed he walked with a limp after surviving a shooting that left him hit multiple times in the leg, a reminder of the rough life he lived. Picture surviving a situation where someone gets hit 10 times and still pushes forward. Most people would step away from that life completely, but Lil Deuce reportedly came out of that recovery still standing with his crew. In one interview, he explained how rough the healing process was. He said he could barely move for a long time and needed help with simple everyday things because his body was still healing. But once he was able to walk again, even with a permanent limp, people say he went right back outside, back around the neighborhood, back around the same environment, and still staying loyal to the people he ran with. That kind of dedication had many people in the streets talking. What made the situation even more intense was the way Lil Deuce talked online. According to posts that circulated on social media, he made serious claims about violence connected to his name. One post reportedly said, DMGBSCH, 72-1 call, we come and get them. I'm up 8 hats. Who the next victim when it's time they go and get them?
Niggas will do something to him knowing he know where you stay, knowing he know your mama, your OG, your sister, your cousin, your brother, and you will do something to him because you expect him to be like, oh, he ain't gonna do shit to I ain't gonna do shit to family, I'm trying to catch him. We gonna do anything that hurts you.
Those words shocked a lot of people. Then rumors grew even louder when another drill figure, Kill Bill from BTBG, reportedly posted that the two of them together were up 20+ hats. The streets were watching closely. If Lil Deuce was claiming 8, that meant Kill Bill was supposedly claiming the rest. Together, people in the streets started calling them the Splash Brothers, a nickname tied to how dangerous their reputation became. Stories spread about the two moving together, riding through the city, showing weapons with switches and extended magazines and videos while talking reckless about rivals. What made it stand out is that many people believed this wasn't just entertainment for music. In Chicago's drill culture, the line between music and real street life can get very blurry. That's why their names started ringing loudly across different neighborhoods. In Chicago, loyalty can mean everything. Sometimes it even runs deeper than family ties. But what made Lil Deuce's situation different, according to Street Talk, is that some of the conflicts around him were connected to issues involving Lil Zay Osama. One example people point to is the situation involving expensive watches that were reportedly taken during a conflict with members of a rival crew. After that incident, tensions between groups escalated quickly. Instead of fading away, the situation reportedly turned into a serious back and forth in the streets. Many people believed Lil Deuce stayed at the center of that conflict, standing beside Zay during the pressure and chaos. One of the most shocking moments tied to this long chain of street conflicts involved a well-known face connected to Jeff. Reports say that man lost his life during a tragic situation while spending time with his young daughter as they worked on a school project about black-owned businesses. The incident stunned people across Chicago. Street rumors quickly started spreading that the attack was connected to earlier tensions involving Lil Zay Osama's stolen watches. Many voices online claimed Lil Deuce and people around his circle played a role in pushing that conflict forward. Nothing about the situation was simple, and the tension between different crews only kept growing. But the story gets even more complicated when old alliances come into the picture. At one time, BVC had a friendly connection with DMG and Zay's side. They collaborated on music and were seen around each other often. Everything looked solid from the outside. However, street gossip later claimed that Lil Deuce turned on someone from that circle. The story going around said a man known as VTA, who was Lil Sam's brother, had been spending time around people considered rivals. After that, rumors spread that he was set up. For years, the truth stayed quiet. Then in September 2025, Lil Deuce was reportedly killed on 91st Street, bringing the long cycle of retaliation back into focus. Word on the streets later spread that people connected to VTA eventually learned the truth and wanted payback. Reports say Lil Deuce was walking down a sidewalk when a car suddenly pulled up. Shots rang out, and he was hit multiple times. He was rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center, but sadly he didn't survive the attack. What made the situation even more disturbing is that someone from a rival group allegedly recorded video at the scene while paramedics were trying to help him. That clip quickly started circulating online, adding even more tension and anger across the city. After Lil Deuce passed away, attention quickly shifted to what happened next. His mother began facing serious financial struggles. According to posts she shared online, she was having trouble paying bills and keeping a stable place to stay. She started posting her Cash App, asking the public for help just to get through tough times. But she didn't stay quiet about it. She went straight to social media and openly called out Lil Zay Osama and people around him. In one emotional message, she said, "Listen, folk, I swear to God, folk, these dudes get so broke they go duck off in these little towns and act like they getting money. Where's the money?" Her words quickly spread across the internet, sparking a heated debate about loyalty and responsibility. That part of her message hit people hard. She was basically accusing Lil Zay of either being broke or simply unwilling to help when it mattered most. According to her, he didn't step up to support the family after everything her son had done. Lil Deuce did receive a costly burial placed in a cemetery wall, which is known to be one of the more expensive types of memorials. Some people in the streets believed Zay helped pay for the funeral itself, but the mother's claims suggested the support didn't continue afterward. She also took direct shots at his tough reputation. In one heated message, she said, "If you ever come to Cali and say you looking for Z, you lying." Then she added, "If you call me and say you in Cali or you gonna pull up, we gonna bump into each other." Her point was clear. She believed the image people had of him didn't match what she was seeing in real life. The timing only made the situation look worse to many observers. While she was online asking for help to survive, Lil Zay had returned to Chicago after parole. Videos soon showed him inside clubs, celebrating with friends and throwing money around. Online critics quickly pointed out the contrast, and the debate exploded across social media. The moment this story hit social media, people across the hip-hop community started weighing in. Fans, bloggers, and longtime Chicago drill observers all jumped into the debate. Everyone had something to say about loyalty, responsibility, and how the street code really works when someone from the crew is gone. One media voice who covers the Chicago drill scene spoke about the deeper issue behind situations like this. He said, "How you want to be a gangbanger, you want to be outside, and you ain't even making sure your mama is financially secured if anything ever happened to you." Then he added, "That's why I laugh at y'all want to be gangsters, because y'all run around causing all this destruction while you're OG on Section 8. That statement struck a nerve because it highlighted a bigger problem many people see in street culture. Some individuals spend so much time chasing reputation and respect that they never plan for their family's future. The same commentator also pointed out that this pattern shows up again and again. When someone from the streets passes away, their mothers are often left trying to raise money however they can. Selling plates, doing hair, hosting fish fries, or small neighborhood hustles just to cover funeral costs. Now the internet is debating one big question. Does Lil Zay actually owe anything to Lil Deuce's mother? Some people online say grown men are responsible for their own lives and nobody should be forced to take care of another person's family. But in street culture, many see it very differently. In Chicago's drill world, when someone rides for you during conflicts, stands beside you during dangerous moments, and builds enemies because of your problems, there's an unwritten code people talk about. That code says if something happens to them, you look out for their family. For those who don't understand how serious that loyalty can be, the streets break it down in simple terms. When Lil Deuce was reportedly stepping into conflicts connected to Lil Zay Osama, whether it involved rival crews or heated disputes, many people believed he was doing it out of loyalty. Every situation added more pressure and more enemies around him. That's why some observers say it creates what they call a moral debt. It's not something written into law, but reputation means everything in that environment. If word spreads that someone's close ally lost their life and the family was left struggling, critics say it can damage that person's image and trust in the streets. The bigger conversation now is about success. Lil Zay moved into a new lifestyle with music and opportunities, while the people from the past are still connected to those old struggles. Right now, Lil Zay Osama is living a completely different life out in California. He's surrounded by the music industry, business meetings, and career opportunities. Meanwhile, the families connected to the past are still back in Chicago dealing with everyday survival. From Lil Deuce's mother's point of view, the contrast couldn't be more painful. She watched her son give everything to that street life. In her eyes, he stood beside people during conflicts, built enemies, and risked his life again and again. Eventually, he lost his life in the middle of that same environment. Now she says she's left struggling, asking people online for help, while the person her son once supported appears to be living comfortably. That kind of situation naturally sparks strong emotions. For a parent, it can feel like their child's sacrifices were never truly valued. That pain is something many people online say they understand. But the conversation goes even deeper than one family. Other people connected to the streets are watching how this situation unfolds. They're paying attention to how loyalty is treated once success and money enter the picture. If the perception grows that loyalty only matters during the struggle but disappears after success, it could change how people move in the future. The whole debate now centers on one big question. What does loyalty really mean when the spotlight fades? Look at the situation from the perspective many people in the streets are talking about. Rumors claimed Lil Deuce was involved in multiple violent conflicts, with some saying as many as 8 incidents tied to his name. Street conversations often linked some of those situations to disputes connected to Lil Zay Osama, including retaliation over stolen watches and long-running rivalries. Through all of that chaos, Lil Deuce reportedly survived being shot multiple times, leaving him with a permanent limp. Even after that, people say he still stayed active around the same environment. That kind of reputation made his name ring out, but it also placed a huge target on his back. The uncomfortable conversation people are having now is about how these kinds of relationships form in the drill scene. Young men sometimes get pulled deep into loyalty and street brotherhood, believing they have to stand on every conflict for their circle. While chasing respect, they may forget to build stability for themselves or their families. According to critics online, Lil Deuce seemed focused on protecting his crew's reputation and handling conflicts connected to that life. But when everything ended, the question people keep asking is simple. What was left behind for his family? The situation also shines a light on a bigger issue about how street credibility and music success often collide. A big part of Lil Zay Osama's image in the drill scene came from his connection to real street credibility. Fans often talked about how he was surrounded by people who were active in serious conflicts, and that reputation gave his music a level of authenticity many artists try to create but can't fake. In drill culture, that kind of background becomes part of the brand. But critics now say that credibility sometimes comes with a heavy price. Behind the music and viral moments are real lives, real families, and real consequences that don't disappear when the spotlight turns on. The music industry can promote that gritty image and profit from it. But when tragedy hits, the responsibility often falls back on the people closest to the situation. Now people are asking what this means for the future of the culture. How many other young men are out there risking everything for loyalty, believing their sacrifice will be remembered if something goes wrong? Situations like this can follow an artist for years. Every time loyalty is mentioned in interviews or lyrics, the public remembers moments like these. That's why many observers say the conversation is bigger than one rapper or one incident. It's really about the drill scene as a whole, and how success can change relationships once fame and money enter the picture. For years, the message in street culture has been that loyalty is supposed to last forever. When people step into dangerous situations, take risks, and stand beside their crew during conflicts, The expectation is that the bond will always be respected. That's why situations like this make people stop and question the system around them. Some observers are asking a serious question now. Is loyalty in these environments only flowing one direction? Do the people at the bottom risk everything for those at the top, only to be forgotten once success and fame arrive? That debate is spreading across the drill community. But beyond the street politics and online arguments, there's a very real human side to all of this. A mother lost her son, and she believes the people he once stood beside abandoned her after he was gone. That kind of pain goes far beyond music, reputation, or internet drama. When DMG Lil Deuce's mother spoke out on social media, many people felt it wasn't just about money. To her, it seemed to be about respect and recognition for the sacrifices her son made. Now, the situation stands as a warning many young people are paying attention to. Loyalty sounds powerful, but moments like this raise a tough question about whether that loyalty is truly returned when it matters most. When sacrifice goes unnoticed and the people who helped you climb the ladder get left behind once success hits, it raises serious questions. Loyalty is supposed to mean something, especially in a culture where reputation and respect carry so much weight. Situations like this force people to look at the bigger picture and ask what loyalty really looks like when fame and money enter the equation. Now the conversation is wide open. What do you think about Lil Zay Osama's situation and the way things played out with his late associate's mother asking for help online? Do you believe he has any responsibility to help DMG Lil Deuce's family? Or should every family handle their own struggles no matter what happened in the past? Some people say this is simply business and life moving forward. Others believe there's a moral debt when someone stood beside you during the hardest moments. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let your voice be heard. And if you found this story interesting, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, and join the conversation.